What?
That blew my tits off. That was very warm. Even
literally, they
giving
think that they've got appendicitis or constipation, and then baby.
Consent is an ongoing thing. He's 6 foot tall. Just one. Blue eyes.
6'5",
Blonde
blue eyes.
hair. Is it blonde hair? We've all had a fun strip game of something or other.
Yeah.
Don't get your cameras out. I'm feeling so funny about this
I really
one.
want to hear what other people have to say.
Let's take a look then.
You're through to 1-800-DRAMA,
The show where you share your biggest dilemmas.
and we help you navigate them.
I'm Shaaba.
And I'm Jamie.
Come join us as we help people figure out if they are the drama.
Because sometimes you just need an outside perspective.
And we can all expand our own mindsets along the way.
Wait, am I the drama? Red flag, green flag, Shaaba.
Hit me.
Having a tattoo that symbolises a band or TV show.
Ooh, okay, well, I mean, I want TV show tattoos, so I'm going to have to green flag it.
I have to green flag it too.
I have to say, though,
Yeah.
bands, though, it's a risky move.
Bands are a risky move. I feel like there's more people who get a band-related tattoo that then live to regret it.
Yeah. Do you know why I think
Yeah.
it is? I think with bands, it's the person. With shows, it's the project. It's
Yes.
easier to sort of like undertake that risk of separating
Yeah.
the art from the artist.
There's only a couple, mostly one instance that I can think of where you really do not want this person's
I mean, look,
tattoo.
just say it how it is. There's no way to polish a turd. There's no way to polish a JK. And the reality is
Well, I'm pretty sure more than 1% of people who have a Harry Potter tattoo regret it.
it is
I'd
verified
feel quite
because
confident.
actually from our tweets alone, we can gather that data. So there you go. You heard it here first. Our PhDs have been put to good use. Harry Potter tattoos have a higher regret rate than transitioning. All right, we're in January. I have maybe a little something to share. It's been a while since I've done this on a podcast, but I'd like to give you a little teaser to something if you don't mind, Peaches.
Shaaba, how you feeling?
I might be feeling a little bit weird.
Oh, for God's
I have a new song out. That was my really cringe way of letting you know. I have a new song out. It's called Weird. It goes a little bit like this.
When I was a kid, that was
And it would mean the world if you could, I don't know, maybe pre-save it. That's like a thing that people do these days.
Shaaba's way underselling. Please go pre-save Weird. It's amazing. You definitely want to listen to it. Do all the wonderful things that you need to do to it. Currently just pre-saving. Do it.
It is very different to my usual music. If you want to see some teasers, I've got this whole thing happening over on Insta and on my YouTube shorts. Go and take a look. For now, are you ready, Jamie? To go fishing for
Drama.
assholes? Let's go. Ooh, drama.
Am I the drama, Shaaba?
Always.
For planning to tell my friends that our friend's pregnancy and boyfriend might all be fake.
What? Sorry, could you
Hold
read
on.
that again?
I can definitely read that again. Am I the drama for planning to tell my friends that our friend's pregnancy and boyfriend might all be fake?
Oh, damn. We're going
Okay.
in with the spice. Do you order a vindaloo?
Did I order a vindaloo?
You must have done.
No, I ordered that curry that one time you ordered something different and you literally couldn't eat it because it was so
Oh my
spicy.
God, dude, that was so bad. I ordered a Ceylan by accident, and that was freaking. That blew my tits off. That was very warm. Even
Literally.
even for an Asian like me, we don't remember those dark times.
It was hot all over.
During the post. A 20-year-old woman, says OP, has a friend named Monica who's 19, and earlier this year she announced that she was pregnant to a group of friends from her boyfriend.
Right.
We all have been supporting her throughout this whole process. I want to say congratulations.
But I've already read the
After
title.
that title,
Yeah.
I'm not so sure. However, there are some things that are very suspicious. When she announced her gender reveal to us, she couldn't give us any ultrasound pictures, digital or print. She said that the hospital still had to deliver the pictures to her, sus,
Right.
but she's never shown us the ultrasound pictures, even though it's been months since the gender reveal.
Yes, sus, but just pointing out that she doesn't need to show anybody.
Yes,
But
and the
yes,
other thing that
sus.
I'm also thinking is, if this is a lie, if someone is so elaborately lying to make up the fact that they have a baby,
Yeah, just print a fake one.
do you know what I mean? Like, ultrasounds
Yeah.
would be that hard to get a hold of, so I'm
Yeah.
not sure why that would be the cookie that crumbled. You know
Well,
what I mean?
we're only on the second paragraph.
We're reading on. We're reading on. OP continues. Also, she says she took last semester off from school because her parents told guidance, like a guidance
Yeah, like
counselor,
guidance counsellor thing.
and they said that they didn't want a pregnant student walking around campus. However, they allowed her to return this semester despite the fact that she should be showing more since she's in her third term.
Pretty
Like
sure-
the trimester.
Yeah, isn't there 3?
So, like, you're at the end, right?
Should be at least 6 months then.
Yeah, between
which
7 and 9 months.
most people would be showing to some extent at this point, but not everyone. Everybody.
everyone.
Yeah.
It's so funny looking at this to be like, is it? Or is it?
Yeah,
Is it?
because some people have those sneaky pregnancies,
I
and
know,
they literally have.
you don't know until
They
they're giving
think that
birth.
they've got appendicitis or constipation, and then baby.
Pop. By the way, says OP, she also doesn't show at all. Her stomach has stayed the exact same despite the fact that she should be 8 months pregnant right now. Okay, so like well into the third.
It would. I think it is rare for people to not show at all.
I also think it's to do with body size. I think typically very large people would show less.
Yes, that is true.
So I don't know, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
There is also her LDR boyfriend. I'm assuming LDR stands for long distance relationship. They've been dating for 2 years now, and no one has ever seen or heard him.
Well, I think it'd be quite hard to hear him if he's that far away.
Shut up, Jamie. No one knows what he looks like except for the descriptions that she's given us, which is that he's 6 foot tall, just one, blue eyes,
6'5",
blonde
blue eyes,
hair. Is it blonde hair? No, what is it?
finance.
Finance. 6 foot tall, pre-med, student, 6-pack. No one has ever spoken to him on the phone, even those closest to her in our circle, and have known her for over 5 years.
That is weird.
That is a bit
That
sus.
is weird. Like, why would you not see a photo at all? Like, no, that is suspicious.
Oh, he has an Instagram account, but it's got no posts or a profile pic or tagged posts.
He fake.
His bio is purely about Monica, and all of his followers are roleplay accounts because they both do online roleplay or are our friends.
Right.
It is sounding like maybe this person may not be real.
Yeah.
He also comes to visit her every few months from the UK, yet he always has to go before we can hang out with him.
Right.
If miscarriages are triggering for you, please do skip this part, says OP. She recently informed our circle that she has miscarried. She said that her baby didn't make it and she's had to be induced. She was supposed to be induced this weekend, yet she didn't leave her house at all. We will have live 360.
Bit weird.
That's very weird. But I guess if you're feeling suspicious, maybe
Bit
that's
weird.
something that you'd look into. Or maybe they were looking to see if she'd gone home to make sure she was all right.
Yeah. I guess.
This is so hard.
Yeah.
It's sad.
I
It's
have
feeling
my
sad.
own preconceptions about these like tracking things on phones.
Sure.
But I can kind of appreciate it if this is a group of young women, maybe who are dating and they want to look out for each other.
Yeah. She then went into school the very next day. When one of our friends asked about a funeral, she said that her parents just wanted to sweep it under the rug so there will be no funeral. Hang on a second. So can I just say, above, when she says the parents told the guidance counsellor, so her parents know.
Yes, her parents know.
This is
But have they spoken to her parents, or are they just getting the information about what the parents think from her?
From her, maybe.
Yeah.
All of this written down makes it seem like this is really fake, but I wanted to state that we didn't have a reason to doubt her. We've had each other's back since high school, and we've been on many trips and bonding experiences that make us genuinely believe that we were friends for life. Our friend group started because of Monica. The only people she told about this pregnancy were our circle, so she was very secretive about it. We cannot think of any motivation or reasons why she'd lie, so this mostly stayed at the back of everybody's mind until her miscarriage. She's very caring to us friends, even going out of her way to host hangouts and at times sponsor people's meals. Wow.
Oh, this is tricky.
So am I the drama for planning to tell my friends that our friend's pregnancy and boyfriend could be fake? And there's an additional clarification here that says OP doesn't plan on accusing her or publicly exposing her. She just wants to sit down one-on-one and talk it out with her, not humiliate or shame at all.
Oh, it's a cost-benefit scenario. It does sound very sus, but at the same time, on the chance that it's real, imagine accusing someone who has just miscarried and lost their baby, and their boyfriend is long distance, so is not physically there to support her. Imagine saying, babe, I think you're faking everything. That is gonna hit so deep. What's the outcome of confronting her?
I guess getting her the support that she needs. In my mind, it's so funny. Like, it kind of shook me a little bit that you're like, Shaaba, remember, there is a chance that this is real. Because in my mind, I'm
It's
so
so
led
fake.
on the idea that
Yeah.
it's a lie. I've seen people do very elaborate lies. I've
Yeah.
been someone who's done some elaborate lies in my
Yeah.
own sort of teenage, difficult, lost past. And I know how much I needed support. And even for the people who made like this kind of lie, of which there were 2 people that I can think of, they really needed some help. And they
Yeah.
were bullied and it wasn't very nice. And I just think life would be a lot easier and they maybe wouldn't be in a position where they had to do that if they had their attentions met. It's a cry for attention,
I
right?
hear you. I'm also just thinking of this whole scenario in my head where she took like a pregnancy test and it said pregnant, and she got overexcited, told everybody, went to the doctors and turned out not to be pregnant and didn't want to tell everybody, so just kind of went along with it, and then it got really deep and
I
too
was just like,
far.
oh God, what
and
do I
then she
say
was
now
like,
to
oh
end
shit, what do I
this
do? And then
lie?
yeah. And it just spiraled. So it could be she either genuinely went through this, in which case confronting her in this way would be like the worst thing you could do.
Yeah.
Or it was a lie for attention because she's got something going on that she needs support with. Or it was something that spiraled, and it's not okay that it was a lie, but she doesn't necessarily need you to like help her through anything. It was just, you know, in those movies where you see somebody tell a small lie and then it just extrapolates extrapolates up and up and up.
Like Mr. Bean and the bee.
No, but I'm talking about like a lie.
My thinking is easy A, because every time that something like that happens is because they've been a really silly Billy, because they were struggling with like this big identity crisis, and the truth always helps, right?
Yeah.
The truth will set you free.
It does sound really suspicious.
It really
but
does.
I just don't know, because like even if there was a 1% chance that you're just going to accuse this poor woman who's just miscarried.
I do hear you,
of
and you know
lying.
what? Every single element could also be explained. Although
Yeah.
it would be hard. Maybe he's not on Insta.
He's really private.
And so,
He's-
he's only in there because she has
He's an
asked him to
extreme
be...
introvert who
Right.
doesn't, yeah.
Oh, but what about the Live 360? Well, I didn't take my phone with me. I didn't want to
Yeah.
be contacted.
What about not showing? Oh, I think it's when you have like an inverted uterus or something. Because normally it's supposed to start coming out the front, but it like...
That just made me
Yeah.
think that people will get, like, butt bumps.
No.
Like, baby butt bumps.
No, I don't know specifically how it works.
Yeah.
It was on TikTok, so I only believe it.
Okay,
like,
okay,
40%.
let's not use this as a credible source of information.
Yeah, no, I agree.
This is just something that Jamie found online. Don't trust the internet, kids.
But you're right, there is an explanation to everything in both directions, truth and lie.
I think the one thing that's definitely unanimous in my mind is that this needs to be treated with love and care.
Yeah.
Whether it is a lie
Either
or
way,
not.
yeah.
I feel like it's a bit of a foreign concept to me that I'm having to like remind myself, but to be like, okay, she may be a bit of a hot mess right now, but it's not her fault. There is a reason why she is acting this way, and this is a call for help.
Yes.
Again, I'm talking as if it's definitely a lie.
I honestly think that to approach somebody about saying this kind of thing being a lie, there needs to be solid, like something that's irrefutable.
How would you do that?
I have no idea. I want somebody to get help if they need it. I feel like if she needs help, something else will come up that's maybe easier to talk to her about than potentially accusing her of lying about pregnancy. There'll be other behaviours that show. Opie's not said she has a history of this kind of behaviour.
To be fair, yeah, she's caring, she
Yeah,
hangs out, she hosts the group things.
She doesn't have a pattern of lying or attention seeking or any of this. She's actually been a really solid friend. And
You're
I think
right,
to
you're right.
approach somebody with this kind of accusation,
Oh lordy.
there needs to be quite a strong reason to.
Do you know what I would do if I was in this situation? But maybe it's just because, like, you know me, I often put my foot in things. I'd be like, hey babe, I noticed that you didn't leave your house yesterday. Is everything okay? I wouldn't be like, everyone's talking about it and saying that maybe you're lying and we're putting the pieces together after this really long piece of time. Are we right? I wouldn't say
Yeah.
that. I'd just be like, hey, explain, like, this looked a little bit sus. But you wouldn't say it in that way. You know, just like we were checking out for you on Live 360 to make sure that you're okay.
Yeah.
You didn't leave your house yesterday. Are you okay? At each
That's
stage, do you know
to,
what I mean?
to
Like,
discuss it and
just
to
be
like try and
kind.
like squeeze it out of her either what's going on or if she's telling the truth or not.
maybe it's selfish of me, but I wasn't even thinking about it from a point of like trying to be detective. I'm just saying, like, honestly, if I have a group of friends who are like, look, she didn't do it because this is the information that we have, her phone didn't leave, I checked the 360, then I'd be like, hey babe, you're 360, answer me that question
You're
before
very-
other people. Like, I'm always
you're
about
straight up,
being
you're no bullshit.
fully informed. I'm like, hey, before other people put these assumptions in my mind, tell me what actually went down.
Yeah.
That's
The other
where it's coming
thing,
from.
the question wasn't, am I the drama if I were to approach this friend? So it's not about approaching Monica and accusing her. It's about talking to the other friendship group about it and posing it as a, do you think this has happened?
But then to talk it out with her.
Yeah. And then in the post it says talk it out with her.
I definitely don't think it should be with a group of friends. If you're
No,
going to
no,
do it, it
no.
should be like one person, because
But-
otherwise it'll feel like ganging up.
It does feel like, if this is how suspicious it seemed to one person, I'm sure it seems suspicious to more than one person in the group.
I'm sure that's why they were talking about it, right?
It would be so. Well, I don't know if they're all talking about it, because the question is, am I the drama for planning to tell my friends that our friend's pregnancy and boyfriend might be fake? It's not about talking to Monica, it's about talking to the friendship group.
You are right.
And I'm like, surely in the 8 months that she's been pregnant or pretending to be pregnant, because we're not sure which,
Yeah.
if it was that suspicious, it must have come up within the friendship group. I'm sorry, I don't believe that a group, if all of these things are happening and one person's going, this is really sus, that they've not been gossiping a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
I feel like this
Especially
is
at that
somebody...
age. This is definitely the sort of thing that we would have spoken to our friends about. It doesn't make
Yeah.
you a bad person. It actually makes you a caring friend.
Yeah, no,
Truly.
I would be like, hey, I'm a little bit worried about Monica because of this. What do you think? And then you kind of collate all the different information you have.
I'm in
you
two
know?
minds. I just went through this whole like stage of being like, no, she's definitely lying. But now I'm like, hang on a second. She held a
might
gender
not be.
reveal.
Yeah.
Her parents know. She missed out on a whole term, that's a semester, right? Of school.
School. The other option is that she faked the pregnancy to hide the real reason why she was missing school.
Yes.
And she didn't
quite
want to tell
possibly.
people.
But in which case, that's what I'm saying, that's still this reason deeper, right? That
Yeah.
you can be like, like, what is so bad that the sensationalized school gossip of a pregnancy is going to like seem better?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's
but then
rough.
something that she's prepared to put a lot of effort into hide that people should maybe let her have. Although, what I want to caveat all of this with is we don't know for sure if she's lying or not, but if she is, not okay. This is not the type of thing
That you lie
is
about.
appropriate to lie about
No.
and pretend that you've gone through.
I do think you need to approach it with care. I still think we need
yes.
to treat it with kindness because
It's not necessarily coming from like a malicious or intentional place, but
clearly
it's,
something is not right. If you are lying about this, there is something going on that you really need some help with.
Yeah.
But I do entirely agree with what you're saying. It's a very big red flag, isn't it? I don't know. Red flag seems a bit harsh for someone who's going through shit. Do you know what I mean? So, what's your badge?
I have a badge.
I don't, so I'm intrigued in seeing yours.
I think you're going to be surprised.
Okay.
No drama here. It feels like a dramatic situation, but
Yep.
I wouldn't label anybody the drama.
You're right.
Because nothing's actually happened. Nothing's been confirmed. Nobody's been confronted. We don't know enough about the situation. Maybe more information needed.
I was going to say need more information. That's my badge now after hearing
okay.
you say that. But you know what? I'm inclined to piggyback on your no drama here.
I don't think that OP is being the drama for being concerned about a friend potentially lying about something so serious.
And it doesn't sound like they're wanting to be malicious and be like,
Yeah.
oh, this bitch is going around and
No,
lying
no.
about this pregnancy and I'm going to take her
And
down.
it
Like, that's not the
actually
vibe at
sounds
all.
like OP's tried to talk themselves out of thinking she's lying because she's given a very like lovely description of her friend.
Yeah.
And also I wouldn't call Monica the drama. That's definitely where we need the more information. But I am kind of like, yes, you should not make up something like a pregnancy and certainly not something like a pregnancy loss. However, it indicates that she's going through something else if she was in a mindset to make that up, especially because she's not been described as a shitty person. And if she genuinely went through that, obviously she's not the drama.
I will say the one time where I would flip that badge and we need more information for it is if we find out through the nuance of the friendship group that maybe this is a lie, that she has felt inspired because someone else has gone through something like this.
Sure.
Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Then I'd be like,
There
wow,
are-
this is hugely insensitive.
There are cases where she's just completely like flipped a switch and done something really crap.
Yeah, I'm feeling so funny about this
I really
one.
want to hear what other people have to say.
Let's take a look then.
I think what you're getting at is that you're worried about your friend. The whole story does seem made up and it's a pretty big lie. I would talk to her one-on-one. Do not discuss this with friends, just you and her. Don't gossip about it afterwards, just have a conversation. If you do, know you are taking a chance that it might ruin your friendship.
I'm assuming if it wasn't a lie, right, then that would ruin the friendship.
I think it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Not the drama if you keep it between you two. You are the drama if you start gossiping about it and don't talk directly to her.
Interesting.
I feel bad because we were just talking about how it must have come up in the friendship group.
I don't know. I actually disagree with that last sentence because personally, if I was one person who had like dot to dot come up to these things together,
Yeah.
I would then need to sanity check that with someone to make sure that I wasn't really missing something. If we really are close friends, I mean, I know how much I share with you. If I was like, hey babe, I have a feeling that something's going on with prawn. Can we just have a chat to make sure, like, am I going delulu right here? Or
he
is this
left his brain cell in the garden.
right? I don't think it's a bad thing
I think
to
there's
share as long as you're sharing with, it's the intention, not to gossip.
Exactly.
but to care.
Yeah, not to be like malicious, like, oh my god, guess what I think Monica's doing.
I have some
But
real tea.
Rather to be like, I'm a bit worried about Monica.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else has that vibe. And
Yeah.
it could just be like one other friend that
Exactly.
you go to. Yeah.
Not like hosting a meeting.
Yeah.
and
So I do still agree with this. I do think OP would be the drama if she just started gossiping.
yeah, with the intention to not then address it with her.
Yeah.
Here's something that I haven't seen any other commenters say. Have you considered reaching out to her parents?
Oh.
I'm not sure that's a good idea. In your post, you mentioned that she claims her parents want to sweep it under the rug, which implies that they know about the baby and the miscarriage, which I was
Yeah.
clarifying with you, right? Because that's a gender
Yeah.
reveal party, assuming the parents are going to be there.
Yeah.
And a whole semester of school. You could reach out to them, says this commenter, since you've been friends with the girl since high school, and just ask them how she's doing. Say something like, I wanted to check in on Monica. I know she said there wasn't going to be a funeral for the baby, but I wanted to see if there was another way that I could offer my support. If she's lying, it will then clue her parents in, and maybe they'll tell you. More importantly, they'll hopefully get her the help that she needs if she is lying. Granted, if she's lying, you're discovering the truth will probably end your friendship with her, so be prepared for that.
What if she's lying to her parents as well?
About the baby.
Yeah.
Could you do that?
I mean, if you could lie about it to everybody else. I'm just saying.
And I'm saying, with the people that you live, you could fake a pregnancy for 8.
This isn't vibing. They're in college. She might not live with their parents. They're
Oh.
20 and 19. They're not in high school.
Oh, yeah. The term college confuses me.
Yeah, I know.
You Americans, or maybe it's us Brits. I don't know, but
University.
it should just be uniform. Damn.
Yeah, what if the parents don't know it's fake?
I don't think this is a good idea.
I don't think this is good. My gut is saying this is awful. Both like talking to the parents and then the suggestion of the message, awful. I know she said there wasn't going to be a funeral for the baby. Like,
do you know what that
no.
does? I think it's actually a really clever suggestion if what you're doing is trying to figure it out and investigate.
Yeah.
But what it doesn't do is safeguard your friend in any way. It makes for things to get really freaking awkward if things are a lie.
Yeah.
And that's just not going to be helpful.
Because if she's lying to her parents,
Oh, they'd be
you've
like,
not
"Sorry,
only
a funeral for
destroyed
what,
friendships. Yeah. No, because if you're trying to uncover the truth, but Monica's been lying to her parents as well, and then kind of in this text exchange anything unravels or whatever, like if her parents find out that she's lying, it's just very messy.
It's very
I don't know
messy.
what to think. It's mess and I don't like mess.
Are you okay?
No.
It felt like you didn't like maths there. You were trying to
I
work
didn't.
something out and I don't know what
You
was
know
going
when
on.
the cogs move?
Yep.
Mine just all went and they fell down. Oh, that's what a brain fart is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Came here to say this. In college, I had a roommate, we can call her Kelsey, who claimed to be going through treatment for breast cancer for months.
Oh, do
but
you know?
her story really didn't add up.
This is one of the lies that I was saying. I knew somebody in school who did something similar.
Oh, wow. There were 5 of us that lived together and we all had our suspicions. The roommate, minus Kelsey, sat down and tried to figure out how to handle things, and we all expressed that we wanted to be there for her if we were all somehow wrong, but also wanted to let her family know so that they could keep an eye on her and get her help if this was a sign of other deeper stuff going on. I ended up reaching out to Kelsey's brother, who she was really close with and has stayed with us several times. I asked if there was anything we could do to support her or things we could do to make her more comfortable. He never responded, but Kelsey texted me an hour later, chewing me out because she somehow hadn't told her brother yet.
I think it's really context dependent, and I
Yeah.
will say I do think a sibling that you're really close with is very different to a parent, particularly if you're not living with them.
Yeah.
It's still not sitting right to me. I'm not sure if this was the right thing for this commenter to have done either.
Yeah, I also feel like in these kind of contexts, what's quite likely to happen is if you've just exposed somebody as lying, the family are probably like reeling a little bit from the news,
Yeah.
and would not reach outward and tell you, this isn't true then. They will be talking to the person. So the brother was probably speaking to Kelsey if this did turn out to be a lie.
Yeah.
Being like, what the fuck?
I also think it takes a lot of emotional maturity, not trying to like flex or anything, but I think the way that we're approaching this is probably quite different to how the majority of people will, which is like not to be like, oh my god, who would lie about something like that? What a bad person. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it takes a real level of emotional maturity to be able to be like, I think this is happening because something deep is going on. I'm going to move
Right.
past the superficial, sensationalistic sense of what's going on and
Yeah.
really try to care for you as a person. Because why would someone do this? And I feel like you saying that, as in UOP, feeling that way,
Yeah.
puts you in a really unique position to be able to support your friend. And we cannot guarantee that family are going to feel the same way. And this is family that they're probably also relying on for other needs, whether
Yeah.
it be because they're living with them, whether it's financial support, whether it's emotional support, whether it's the fact that with a friend, you can just kind of break up with a friend and never see them again.
Yeah.
But family's always going to be your family. So if you tell your family these big mistakes that people have had, you are like tarnishing that kind of report card forever. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just feels like a really big thing to do without approaching the person first. Anyway, said this commenter, it had all in fact been a lie with Kelsey. Me reaching out to her brother did end our friendship, but Kelsey and I recently reconnected through social media. It's been over a decade since all of this has happened. She apologised and shared that she's done a lot of work to overcome her demons. She's never directly named what she was apologising for, but it did seem like she'd grown and healed a lot. Whilst I don't think we'll ever be friends again, it also didn't feel like there was any bad blood between us.
Okay.
Sorry to hear you navigating this. I hope your friend gets help and support that she needs, whether her story is true or not.
This commenter sounds very...
Level-headed.
Yeah, I don't agree that I would have reached out to the brother, but if a family member is also part of the friendship group,
And that's
that
different.
changes the dynamic, and it
Yeah.
sounds like the brother was kind of on that borderline.
I was like, parents are not gonna be, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Ooh, OP's actually messaged.
Oh, wanted to clarify that the we I was talking about was me and 2 other friends. We met up recently and were just casually talking about stuff going on when a friend brought this issue up. Kind of just joking, and then we all realised how suspicious everything sounds.
Right, so this sounds
Okay.
like you have been like low-key kikiing, but not in a malicious way.
Yeah.
Like this makes so much sense. Of course you're going to talk about it and be like, hey, oh my goodness. So let's talk about this because I'm a little bit concerned. Right?
Yeah.
It's natural.
It could have just started off with somebody saying, little bit odd how we never saw those ultrasound photos. Ha.
Yeah.
And then someone's like, yeah, and this. And then somebody else is like, oh my God. And it's
I think it
spirals.
probably would have been about the boyfriend. Just be like,
Yeah.
oh, what do you think Enrique thinks about this?
You're saying that because of Christmas with the Cranks.
We
aren't
just
you?
watched Christmas
You
with the
just watched
Cranks,
Christmas
and
with
then
the
there was
Cranks.
Enrique.
Everyone's saying you are the drama. I've obviously never had a friend that lies about everything. Not the drama. Wanting to know if your friend is a liar doesn't make you an asshole, but lying about pregnancy and miscarriage does. On like the superficial level, this commenter isn't wrong.
Yeah.
But it's just not nuanced enough. And I'm surprised that people have been calling OP the drama. I think until we know more, there's just not drama going on.
Oh, I think no drama here for
Ooh,
now.
For now. When I was pregnant, I didn't start to show until week 33 to 34.
What is that in months?
That's maybe
We can't
like
be comparing.
8-ish, 7
Oh, well, there you
7 to 8
go.
months, yeah.
Yeah.
She may be telling the truth, keeping everything low-key, may not have taken her phone with her to the induction. You
Right.
said that.
Everything has an explanation.
Yeah. She may also be telling a very big lie, and a lie of this scale makes me wary of a mental health issue.
This
but
is,
I
like, so on the
exactly
nose.
agree with this commenter.
I feel like this person is in my brain.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
It's actually me.
a door squeaked. Could it have been the wind? Maybe. Was it a ghost? Maybe. Who knows?
No,
And
it was prom.
I'm just like, you know what? I don't think about it. If your friend is having an issue, that's a reason to think about it.
Yeah.
Go and investigate that squeak, babe, and do it kindly.
Yes.
Drama. Am I the drama for posting a Snapchat story of my friends in boxers? And low-key on the
Oh.
side, am I the drama for totally thinking that Snapchat wasn't a thing anymore?
Yes. I'm a 22-year-old man, and I was playing a drinking game, beer pong, with my friends.
Wow, this whole thing feels like I've just gone in the TARDIS
Frat
and
house.
gone back like 10 years.
All of them are 21 or 22-year-old men.
Okay.
2 of them made in no cups, so our house rule is a naked lap. You can keep boxers on. But then it's not
Oh.
a naked lap, is it?
What does no cups mean? You boing the ball and it didn't
I'm
go
guessing
in.
it didn't go in at all, yeah. I've never played beer pong.
Yeah, you have.
No, that was vodka pong.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, but I've never played beer pong.
He was too good and I ended up drinking a lot. And that was actually the last time I
You
drank.
properly, yeah. We'd all been drinking, and when they disrobed, I
Ooh,
videoed
disrobed.
and said it was going on the Snap story. No objections. But the next morning, they all got pissed and said I shouldn't post it. I took it down, but it's been up, and a lot of people saw it. I don't see it as a big deal, but they're very mad.
I mean,
What do we talk about consent when people are drunk? Is that it doesn't really count, right?
You're definitely the drama.
Yeah.
do you know why you're the drama as well? Because you're like, no big deal to me. I mean, I feel like you've got my body that I'm
Yeah.
clearly feeling some insecure way about it being online for all to share, and you're just like, meh, not a big deal. Like, it's a
Yeah.
big deal, bro. I'm telling you, it's a big deal.
Yeah, and like no objections. That could just be you saying to the bunch of like rowdy, distracted, drunk lads, "Hey, I'm gonna post this on Snap,"
And no one's listening
nobody's
to
saying
you
anything.
because they're all laughing at this guy's
Yeah.
naked lap.
If you'd said, "Oh," and all of them, not too drunk, said, "Yeah, great idea, post it. We're on board with that." That's a different story.
Just don't
However,
post things.
yeah, don't post things like that anyway.
yeah.
However, people are also allowed to change their minds and say, please don't do that, and then be a bit frustrated that you're not then apologizing for recognizing that they can change their minds about being uncomfortable or never really agreed to it in the first place properly. There was no verbal yes, according to this post. It's very tiny. But yeah, you're the drama.
That is a very, very good point. Consent is an ongoing thing. It is not a one and done. I just think, like, there is a rule about social media. Why are you putting
Yeah.
nakedness on social media?
What you post stays forever. You've put it on Snapchat, you've deleted it from yours, but how many people have taken a screenshot?
Or a photo from
Yeah.
another phone?
But people could have saved it in some way. So we're both not the drama. But
We're both not the dramas for sure.
our judgment is both very much you are the drama.
You're a big drama, babe. You're a big drama and you're an additional multi-brownie for saying,
For not caring. Yeah.
Do you know what it pisses me off as well? Like, I would feel differently about that and be less harsh if this were a group of women. Not because I'm being sexist, but because I think it's particularly toxic in a group of men for them to be vulnerable to you and being like, maybe don't post that. And you're like, no big deal. Like, come on. We are so past that. Men are allowed to have feelings too. Men are allowed to have consent too. Stop being so laddie. Ugh, ew. No.
Cool.
Sorry. I had to put that out there.
Let's read the other comment.
Do you agree?
I do agree.
Okay. You are the drama.
Drunks cannot give consent. You know that.
You do know that, babe. You do.
That
So
was the first point.
why is it on there in the first place? Psh.
You are the drama.
Cameras ruin parties and prevent people from doing funny and stupid things. I mean, if cameras prevent people from doing stupid things, I would argue that that's not necessarily a bad thing.
But I would also say that when it's like a group of friends having a drink, especially doing stuff like strip beer pong, maybe cameras stay in pockets, you know?
Yes, we've all had a fun strip game of something or other.
Yeah.
Don't get your cameras out.
Because I'd probably be annoyed one step earlier, not just that you posted it, but that you took it. Because this is supposed to be like a friendship group. Because just because you've then deleted it off of Snap doesn't mean you've not deleted it off your phone.
I will say though, this is coming from the caveat of you are speaking to two people who are chronically online, and the friends and people that we have parties with are also often chronically online, and so these are like particularly sacred safe spaces. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, we're all very conscious that you don't do this kind of thing unless you know that it's okay
Yeah.
to whip your phone out and take a selfie or whatever. So like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it might sound that we're being particularly harsh about it, and I do think we need to acknowledge that we have a bias, but don't get your phone out, babe. Just don't. It's okay to keep some memories in your head. You are the drama.
You cannot give consent when you're drunk. I can't believe we still have to say this. I'd be surprised if anybody doesn't say he's the drama. You're that guy who has to video everything when people get drunk and let their guard down and then post it. You are the drama. Put the phone away next time.
And just think, next time it could be you.
Oh.
You know, and you don't want that.
Yeah.
So don't do it to others.
Because maybe you went commando.
Drama. All right, Peaches, this last submission is from a fellow Peach, Rylan, who has kindly submitted to us. Let's see if we can help Rylan out. Remember that there are no other commenters on this post, so please be sure to go down into the YouTube comment section and help this Peach out.
Rylan says, my mum's money worries are affecting me and making me feel guilty.
Rylan says, for context here, I'm trans, FTM. My dad has recently given me an allowance each week of around $80. Ooh, and I budget it into different categories each week, including a transgender supplies category for instances like this.
Okay.
I have to say, Rylan, I so appreciate the organisation. This is quite beautiful to me that you have an allowance, and I can just see it going into like different coloured coded
Do you know
pots.
what I'm imagining? Those books, the savings books, but it's like 4 different sections for different things that Rylan wants to spend money on.
Savings books.
Yeah, it's this little booklet that has pouches in, and it's got a number on the pouch, and that's how much you put away. And people are like, I saved this much in a year by saving every single day, and they're putting like 20s in, and people are like, I don't have 20 quid to put away every day. Like, they're just very weird. But I just imagined a little
Like
book.
Polly Pockets.
Yeah.
That you put actual cash in, like notes.
And then you count it at the end.
Wow.
Yeah.
What happened to the piggy bank?
I don't know.
He's a good pal.
Ran away. Went to market.
Do you know what makes me really sad? That was so dark. You know the ones that you have to
Thinking
then...
of the song.
You know the ones that you then have to smash?
Yeah.
What are they called? Like tapucci jars.
I think they have loads of different names, but the specific one that I had was like a Terramundi.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I
Something like
remember
that.
yours.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not as fun as I thought it was, the name. But yeah, you
One
put
day,
stuff in, but you can't get it out.
If you're really careful, you put a chisel in the money slot and you like knock it and it just cracks the top off like a boiled egg. And then you can take the money out and then you can glue the lid back on.
No, that sounds to me, you know, when people are like, oh, if you gather all of your hair up here in a ponytail and cut, it will come down all straight.
No,
and
I
then
did
it never
it.
does. What?
I
And you
literally,
cracked it like
yeah,
an
I
egg?
had one.
I know
saved
you
it-
had one.
Yeah.
Jamie, I knew you at that point. I didn't know you broke it.
I cracked the top off it.
When? Why didn't you tell me? I wanted to see that. I didn't know you broke it. I thought you still had it like stored somewhere.
No, why would I leave a pot with money in? I'm gonna open that thing up.
Fair
Goodness
enough.
me.
What was in it? What had young
Money,
Jamie,
Shaaba.
What had young Jamie say? Was it like a lot? Were you good
I
at
don't
saving?
know. It was like if
Could it have taken us to Disneyland?
Definitely not.
Could it have been your trans supplies category?
Probably.
I'm sorry, Brennan. Let's get back to your
Yeah.
post. Recently, I've been going through bottom dysphoria, and so I looked at and bought trans underwear with a packer. I was looking at it and debating whether or not I should order one, gender dysphoria and the like. When I finally did, it was quite pricey, $45 total for one pair.
Wow.
But I figured since it's my money, I can do whatever I want with it as long as it's not something stupid.
That's definitely not something stupid. But also, if it's your money, you can have fun as well if the allowance allows for that. you know?
Stupid is so subjective a term. Whenever we talk about money in this way, because honestly, it comes up more often than you would think. I always think about my little sister, who really wanted that pack of Jelly Belly lip balms, and they were so expensive. I think it was like £37 for this one tin. And I was like, this is the most ridiculous waste of money. But it made her so happy. And I was like, to be fair, there are things that I'll spend money on that you think are going to be really stupid.
Yeah.
So who's to say what's stupid?
Yeah, I think you think most of the stuff I want to spend money on is ridiculous.
Sometimes. Get yourself a little packer, Rylan. You do you, babe. Rylan continues. But my mum, 51, seems to have different opinions on the matter. Note, she is completely accepting of me and my transition. Okay, I'm glad you said that because my head went, ugh, transphobe. When I bought the packer and underwear, she started complaining to my dad and me about how I was wasting my money and it was better off, quote, spent on something else, or, quote, I won't have enough money for other things. I mean, that is how money works, mum.
That does just feel like it's going to lead to a lot of financial anxiety in a child to be told that.
When you use your money, funnily enough, you don't have it for other things.
Yeah.
And you know what that mentality leads to? It's like me and my sticker books. I still have my stickers that I was too scared to use when I was 12.
Yeah.
And now they don't mean as much to me
And
anymore.
I also see you being very stressed about spending money. You hate it. You feel like if you spend £1, you're going to lose everything.
It's not a good way to live your life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to have that little bit of fun. I wish little 12-year-old Shaaba had used up those puffy stickers. And, do you know what else? I saw when we went into our kitchen the other day, that box of Ferrero Rochers that we were saving. Guess what? Out of date. So sad. And I was like, I could have had so much fun with these.
Could have eaten them.
Yes.
I don't know what other fun you'd have with them.
Well, she loves me, so I think this all came from an anxiety.
You okay?
It's just, my head was like, if you were a Roman person, that would be your name. Lord Anxious. It's not even that funny. I don't know why this is happening.
Oh no.
Oh, my eyes are stinging. Oh, I've laughed like that a really long time. And who'd have thought that me mispronouncing the word anxious would do
It's
it?
because you made it funny in your head by signing it to me.
Do you know what I was thinking? It was because I've been watching those Spyro the Dragons. They have stupid names like Thermidor. I think that's the name of the mobster. I don't think that's actually a Spyro Dragon name.
It's Thermidor.
Anxious and Thermidor. It's not funny.
Oh, you know when like.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Should we carry on? I'm so
Yeah.
sorry, Rylan. This is a hot mess. We will help you out, I swear.
Start that sentence again.
She loves me. So I think this all came from an anxious mum point as well. Either way, I don't see it as wasting, and neither does my dad, as he took my side on the matter.
Okay.
Thankfully, my mum isn't the type to fight with me a lot about it for a long time. It's just that this topic has come up multiple times in the past, and sometimes she outright bans me from buying something, and it makes me feel guilty. I get that I'm a teenager, says Rylan, but I feel like I'm old enough to make my own choices. What do you think? Am I the drama?
No, your dad's giving you the money. It's your money to use. Your mum needs to butt out.
Not the drama, babe.
Yeah.
I really don't think you're the drama.
Not the drama.
I think my jelly belly example is probably like the most useful thing that I can provide to this discussion. And I
Right.
really hope that you are able to tell your mum this. Just send her this video and maybe then she would understand. You could be like, Mum, I'm sure there are things that you spend your money on that you really want, that matter to you. Just because you don't understand how important something is to someone else doesn't mean that you should stop them from
Yeah.
pursuing those passions.
And also,
Not that being trans is a passion, sorry.
no,
But you know,
I
like,
hear what you're saying. And like, you're given this money, that is your allowance. You are allowed to then spend that in whatever way you want. Your parents can think you're not being sensible. If you are fortunate to not have those responsibilities financially, and your allowance is your allowance to spend on fun things or to save for the future or do whatever you want with, and you don't need it to go towards bills, food, that kind of thing, make the most of that. Like, I don't see why your dad would give you this allowance and then your mum is like, no, I don't agree with what you're spending your money on.
I do hear you as well, Ryan, where you're saying that your mum's not transphobic. Like, I can totally appreciate that, but it makes me think of like people like your mum, who I know are super duper accepting and super lovely, like unconditionally loving and accepting of your identity, but also struggle to understand certain steps that were really important to you. Things like surgery that she had like a huge worry for.
Yeah, not like against me having it, but just like
No.
the mum worry of like, I don't want my baby to have surgery, basically.
And
yeah.
I wonder if maybe that could also be where this is coming from. Like, maybe it's not even something that Ryland's mum fully understands. Perhaps this idea of a packer is speaking to a deeper insecurity that she needs to kind of like process. If it's a constant thing that keeps coming up, this idea of you dealing with your dysphoria, she really needs to have a think about why that's so important to
Yeah.
her, why that's hitting.
I hear you.
Because it's not a fun thing. You know, if this were my kid, I'd be like, my kid is feeling a need. It's not a choice, right, to spend this money on something that's not fun. A packer is not fun, but something that would genuinely help your mental health.
Yeah.
At that point, like, I find it a little bit tricky that a parent could be like, oh, don't waste your money.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is just coming from my bias experience of being a teenager and given an allowance by parents. They didn't know what I bought. Like, they weren't monitoring what I bought with my allowance. They had that kind of wanting to teach me financial independence and how to budget and save or like spend money on frivolous things, important things, fun things, whatever. And so they would give me an allowance and they were like, this is your money, but when you spend it and we won't give you any more. And they weren't like, okay, this week, Jamie, what did you buy for yourself? I'm kind of getting that vibe from the mum, because if this has come up multiple times,
Yeah. Or it might have been that Rylan was, you know, like thinking about it, and each time they were saying, you know, like, oh, I'd really like this, I'd really like this. And mum's like, no, no, no. You know, like Rylan's wanting to do it, and it's just being really open and honest. Because some people do have really open relationships with their parents like that, and that's really cool.
yeah, I think it's definitely coming from your mum being anxious. I don't know if she's maybe got her own hang-ups about money and she's worried maybe she feels like you're following a pattern or something, or you're not saving, or you're not taking money seriously enough.
You're right. It's either a financial stress for you or a not quite understanding the importance of alleviating gender dysphoria stress.
Yeah.
And either way, it'd be worth having that really honest conversation. And either way, you are not the drama,
Definitely not. Yeah.
Your badges just flash. You just go, that was faster. You're like, definitely not. You got this, Ryland. Best of luck, my love. And Peaches, if you have anything else to add to the conversation, please do pop it down below.
Yes, please.
Just for lols, just for shits and giggles, just because I'm nosy. Tell me, what is the most frivolous thing that you've spent money on according to other people? What would other people call frivolous that was actually so meaningful to you in terms of purchase? Go on, what's yours?
Those little potatoes. They're just lumps of plastic that's like a potato on a toilet, or like a golden potato.
Jamie's got one here
And
that
honestly,
he really loves, and it's got some shaving cream on his head, and he's on a little stool holding a little mirror.
people who've seen them think they're cute, but everyone but Shaaba is like, why? But they make me so happy. And you're the only one that gets it.
I'm happy for you, babe.
I'd say thanks and it didn't come out. Thank you.
Of course. Let us know your frivolous purchases, Peaches, either downstairs on the YouTube.
Purchases,
Peaches. Sounds good,
I
doesn't
love
it?
it, yeah.
Downstairs in the YouTube comments if you're watching this over on YouTube, or by messaging us over 1-800-DRAMA-POD if you are listening to this on a podcast platform.
Yes. Remember that you can also rate us on the podcast platforms, and you can rate individual episodes as well. But ratings generally are really helpful, so please do think about doing that.
For sure. And if I can pester you to do one more call to action, maybe you want to check out my song Weird. I don't know.
Weird.
I think it's pretty cool. I've worked quite hard on it. I'd so appreciate the love and support. Just putting that out there.
That was more confident.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you.
I'm weird. Go and listen.
On that note, we should definitely say goodbye.
Be kind
Much love.
and have a great day.
Bye.
Saddle up, I won't let you freak show. Yeah, they're trying to tame the power of the freak show.